Hello, I'm WilliamPrice and welcome to a video on Photoshop. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because while you need to work on your thumbnails on Photoshop because they're pretty terrible and you know it. But anyways, this is more for you guys who are trying to get more clicks on your video because you're trying to get watch time and subscribers and you can't get that. You can't get it at all if people aren't even clicking on your video. So the best way to get someone to click on your video is the thumbnail. It's not the title. It's the thumbnail. It's the thumbnail, then it's the title. Okay. So what you want to do, you want to go to Photoshop. You want to create a new project or a new yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. You want to have it 10 by 20 by, or 10 by 20. So 1920 by 1080 and resolution does 300. So that's the size you want to do, or the resolution. Now, what I like to do is I like to have a saved file that's always the same resolution because I have one over here. And I worked on something that is very important, which is branding your thumbnail. So this could be your channel icon. This can be a name. It could be a special branding for a certain series. But I just have a photo, and it has this right here. So I can just add that, and it's above all what I do with my thumbnails. For that way, when people click on your video or your thumbnail and they start watching your videos, and if they enjoy your content and they see on the side recommended videos, they see a bunch of the thumbnails with the same branding, then they're gonna recognize it and know it's you, and they're more likely to check it out because they recognize you. When they see a thumbnail and they don't know who it's by, because it's kind of hard to see the name, you know, it's really tiny. Because they see the thumbnail and they see the branding, they're gonna click on it more often than not. So it's really good for getting people familiar with your channel and recognizing your thumbnails. Next thing we're gonna do, we're going to make a thumbnail, and we're going to make a Markiplier thumbnail. So this is go and find one right here. So instead of doing a Markiplier, this should be you. The reason I'm doing Markiplier because I find it kind of weird cutting out myself in a video about a thumbnail with, you know, about me. Okay, let's just find one that's good. So actually, the guys that do really good thumbnails, if you guys want to get some ideas from, is actually Team Edge. They have really good thumbnails. Actually, kind of see how I got the idea of the branding thing, and they were actually the ones who said to do it. So definitely look at other channels to see who has some really good thumbnails. Team Edge got some good thumbnails. I just because they just do. Okay, all right, that's a good one. I like that one. So we're gonna copy. All right, so let's go to Photoshop. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna paste Markiplier in. If you're wondering why I'm looking down here, I got like a tablet specifically for Photoshop. Just because like I said, I'm really into it. So, and you don't need it. You could do it on your regular monitor or your screen if you're just doing thumbnails. But I got it for doing art. So we got cut Markiplier out, and what a lot of people do is they use this tool. I actually used to use this tool, and you like go along and try to trace, you know, him out. And once you're done, Oh, yep. I just messed up. Okay, once you're done, you have that, and you just, you know, cut and get rid of the background, and it would be pretty terrible. So this, we'll go back in your history. If you don't have your history, go to Window, have history, layers, and tools. That way you have your history and your layers down in the corner. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I know people also use the lasso tool. Don't use that. You want to use the pen tool. You want to have, you know, select, you know, that, whatever. And the reason is it's a lot better because you're just gonna put one little dot. Now you can't undot unless you go back in your history or you finish. So you can dot, and then you can also, if you hold it or hold your mouse button down, you can kind of curve. So you want to just keep dotting and curving, and if you messed up, just Control Z, and you go back in one step back, and you can fix your mistake. So I'm just gonna speed this part up. Now when you get to the hill, you want to go, you don't want to go around and try and get this because you can get the background. You just want to kind of cut into the hill that way you don't have a whole lot of background, which I am bad at doing because I tend to want to get as much of my hill as possible. When you're done, just connect the two dots, and then you can either right click and make a selection, or you can do it as a selection. We can reconnect these. You can either make a selection up here, or right click, make a selection, and just leave it at 0 because you don't want to do that. So now you got a nice, wonderful selection, and what people do is they will cut it. You don't want to do that because you want to Control Shift I invert the selection, because if you don't, you're going to cut out. Let me just show you. Control Z. Go. Cut him out. You're just going to have that. So what you're going to want to do is go back to the pen tool, and what you want to do is you want to do Control Shift I, invert the selection, and you want to go down to this little thing down here, and turn it into a mask. That way you have this guy over here. And what basically it does, it gets rid of all this background. But if you go to your brush tool, you can either get rid of it, or if you go to your eraser, you can bring it back. So that way, say up here his hail. You know, maybe if we wanted to kind of bring a little of this hail back like that, you could do that. So that's why you want to use or doing masking with layers and stuff. Also, I like to have a copy of the original, that way if I mess up, I can go back. You know, just in case, so you just hide that and you have your when you're editing. Alright. So now what you can do is let's get a background for this. Now, what I like to use for backgrounds is bright colors and like, or if you're using like a gameplay, I could kind of like to blur the background if I'm cutting out like a certain character, blur the background, or something like that. So if I have one I've done, so what is this? I'll show you guys some examples of a blurred background here in a minute, but what we want to do is find a nice colorful background. So let's go and do colorful background. Alright, so we got some interesting backgrounds here. So one thing using Photoshop, not Photoshop, Google Images is you want to be careful. You don't want to use something that's copyrighted. But you know, pretty much if you just edit it enough, no one would know the difference. Here's one. This is let's just go with this. So we'll copy the image and we'll just go back over to Photoshop. So let's go over here. And let's paste in our background. Let's put that underneath Marky. There we go. That's looking good. What we want to do, we want to go to the move whale and highlight Markiplier by selecting him and doing Control T, and we can move him around, and we can also resize him. Now if you go to resize him and he's like that, just Control Z, go back, and we want to do, you want to hold Shift, and then you can adjust him like that. But if you grab a corner, you can adjust him. So Control T, and then hold Shift, and just, you know, make him a little bit bigger. And now what we're gonna do, now we got a nice little background. I want to do the background. I just wanna go here. No, I don't want to do that. I'm thinking. I want to go to filters. I want to go to blur. I just want to add this Gaussian blur, and we don't want to make it too blurry because it will look like that, and we don't want to have like no blur, it'll be pretty much, because we don't want anyone to say anything about a thumbnail being a copy of theirs, because that is a very gray area. So now we can do to Markiplier, we can right click, go here, and we want to go to outer glow. I'm doing, I have on the wrong screen. Okay, so let's cancel that. Let me just show you guys. I was looking at the wrong screen. Okay, here we go. We go here. We go to outer glow. We're gonna go over here. Bring up the color. We're gonna put that white. Hit OK. Put that 100. Bring this down to 0. Bring the size up, this, you know, a little bit. That looks pretty good. So now we have this white outer line of markiplier. Then we're gonna go to a drop shadow, and we're going to put this at 100. We're gonna put this at 0. We're gonna put this at 100. We're gonna bring up the size a little bit, and there we go. Now we got a white and a black, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna hit OK. And then we got a pretty good thumbnail. Does that by itself is a pretty good thumbnail. Now, if you have a branding thing, always save. Just make sure what I'm doing. I should just bring your branding thing or your logo above it, for that way you have it, and then your thumbnail is pretty much done. Now, if you wanted to add some text, make sure that you, or whoever your thumbnail is, don't have a whole lot of text, because there are some really bad thumbnails, and it's pretty much the whole thumbnail is just text. Now, the reason you don't want to do that is because down here in this corner is where the time slot is. Don't put anything down here unless it's like your shoulder or something like that would be fine, because it's not, no one's gonna really care about seeing the shoulder. If you put like text is like how to be, and the how to be a, and then whatever is blank is covered up by the number slot, it's gonna be really annoying. Also, people are not gonna see it. So what you want to do, you want to zoom out. The only thing, this is no reason why you don't want to have a whole lot of text, because that's pretty much what people are gonna see. They're gonna see this tiny little thumbnail, and they can't read a whole thing that's full of text. So go text, and let's actually just zoom in. I'm hitting plus. Cancel that. Let's zoom in. So what should we put text? So what you don't want to do, you don't want to have like text across the whole entire screen, because when you zoom out, no one's gonna see that at all. So zoom back in. Let's get rid of that. Let's see, what should we put as text? Knowing you want to put something that is interesting, that people, they see it, that makes them want to click on the video. And don't put your title. That's what your title is for on your video. So don't put your video title, I done this. Don't do that. What you want to do, you want to put something that is interesting, that makes people want to check it out, because they see the thumbnail and then they see the title. So they see the thumbnail and they're like, okay, like I did one, it's like good or bad, or something like that. But it does not say like let's say Cody multiplayer match, something like that. That does not, don't put that on the thumbnail. Do like epic gun or something like that, and in the video will be, you know, Call of Duty multiplayer, new gun, whatever. Don't do the, put the whole title in the thumbnail, because no one's gonna read it, and it's not gonna get as many clicks on the video, and so not many views and not many watch time, not many subscribers. So make it short and simple, because you want big, bold text that people can see. So it's think of something. Okay, let's try something. So all right, so I got this. Check me out. What you can do is you can move this around. And which says actually take mark well. Which says move them over to the side just a little. Because when you do text, you want to either top screen over here, you know, like in this area, or on this side. Don't ever put it down here. And if you're doing branding like I am, don't put it down here because it's gonna be behind your branding. It's gonna look weird, especially if it's overlapping the branding. It's gonna look weird. So we're just gonna put it over here. And what you can do with the text is you can go here. You can choose the color. Now the color can be whatever you want. It could be his hair. It could be his scar, his hoodie thing, level. You know, what does this go with? Hair, I guess. Something you also can do with text is if you. So we'll just hit that. We'll go here. Go here. And you can actually choose this. And there's some like presets. You can save presets. And what this is, it's a fade. So you see the text, you have the red, and you can choose different colors. So you can also slide it around. So you can do something like, you can add multiple ones. You can take these out. Like that. Move this up. Move this one down. So you have like that. Basically it blends the colors, and you can choose whatever colors you want. I like to use this. A lot of people like to use them. So let's actually keep on that. And what we'll do, we'll just hit OK. And there we go, text. So alright, so the text. You have your color level you added. Now you can add the outer glow or the drop shadow or both, and you can do the whole same thing. Or if you want, you can just go back down to mark file. You can hold Alt and then drag the shadow and another thing on there, the outer glow, and then the drop shadow. And bam, exactly the same. So now we want to do with this wonderful, not Markiplier, he is wonderful, but go back to the wonderful text. You can now Control T. You can also resize the text, but you don't want to have the text overlapping Markiplier. So a lot of this is just clicking on the video, or not the video, clicking on Markiplier and just dragging, you know, just moving stuff around, just, you know, seeing what you can do, how you can make it really interesting. Sometimes you can just move that there, or maybe move him, you know, back over on this side. You know, just I can't even speak. Play around with it. Just make sure this have like nothing down at the bottom. That's super important. So, you know, something like that, that's pretty good. Now with the text, you can also manipulate the text and change it. So alright, so to alright, so what you want to do with your text is you kind of want to, you know, adjust it to kind of where you want, and then in order to warp it, because you want to, if you want to warp your text to make it more interesting, you want to rasterize it. So right click on your text, rasterize it, what turns it into a layer. Now you can't go and edit it, but now you can Control T, right click, warp and now you have custom. Now if you didn't rasterize it and you did that, you wouldn't have custom, but you have all of these on one, so that's okay. But now you can, you know, you can adjust it however you want, which is really cool. And then it looks something like that. I think my warp just went out of control. But there we go. Something like that. So that is a good thumbnail. So what you want to do, you want to save this as a save it to a photo. Wherever you save your thumbnails, just save it as a PNG, and that way if you do any that have any different backgrounds, then you know you should be good. I have a specific file I save all my thumbnails to, that way I just know where they are at. But I'm gonna show you guys some good like thumbnails that you guys can kind of get an idea what you want to have done. So this is good thumbnail. Not the best, could be better. I'm just gonna hide. So this one I did is a Call of Duty one. Now what I have is I did the same thing with the mask. So I had 2 copies, and one I cut out a character and made him bigger. So the original was like this size, and I cut him out, made him bigger. And then the other one, I add a blur to it that blurs. Oh my goodness! I added a blur to it, so the background was all nice and blurred, and then you can't really see the original unless you get rid of him. So that's a good thumbnail, and you don't even need text with some of the thumbnails. That's a good thing. Now I got another one that I thought was good, but I'm gonna show you guys some thumbnails that basically less is better when it comes to text. Just try to keep very little amount of text on your thumbnails, and also try to use branding for your thumbnails. So you know, so that way your thumbnails, people see your thumbnails, they see your branding, and then they'll know that it's you. And then this text, well, not this text, this thumbnail, if you zoom out, look at that. If you zoom out really far, you still can see it pretty well. Still stands out. So that's one of the things you want to do, is always, when you're done, to zoom way out and see if that thumbnail still stands out really far away. This one does. Some of my older ones do not. I would say that. But this is a good thumbnail. This is a good quality thumbnail. So this, also just don't be afraid to do something different. I have like a few that are way different that I have you guys can see here on the screen. That I like to just have fun with it, but just keep in mind less is better when it comes to thumbnails, unless you're doing like something funny, you know, like mainly less is better. Like, don't try to put like loads of text is the biggest one. Don't fill up your whole entire thumbnail with text on whatever your video is. That's what your title and description are for, not your thumbnails. Another thing, if you're doing like, say, let's use crazy car crash as one of the say you're doing like a challenge and you're driving like a vehicle and it crashes. When you take a screenshot or whatever the photo is that you're walking with, and use a picture, say, of a car crashing, or in a game or something happening, depending on what you're doing, don't use it really small. Like, try to like make it really big and make it stand out. So that's like with the one I showed you with the Call of Duty, is there was like guys in the background, there was stuff going on. That's why I brought it, made him bigger, for that way he pops in the thumbnail and he stands out. So here, this background is pretty bright, and it stands out when it catches the eye, but it's what people are attracted to is the text and then Markiplier himself. So we probably saw going through this video is Markiplier and then the text, and didn't really notice a whole lot of the background except that it was a bright, colorful background. So when it comes to some backgrounds, just have a nice, colorful background. Doesn't really matter. When it comes to games and stuff, just take the background, maybe blur it or completely cut it out. You can do that too. So hopefully this video will help you guys with your thumbnails. Hopefully it'll help you guys get more views and then more watch time and then more subscribers, and help you guys grow your channels. So if this helped you guys, let me know. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.